Good afternoon and welcome back. Today I have a new journal to share with you. It's part of a creative team project on a whimsical adventure. And what I used here was her junk journal kit called A Tale of Knights and Ladies, as well as her digital kit for scrapbookers called A Song of King and Queens. Apparently Anya's a big Game of Thrones fan, so she was inspired to do something that was kind of in that genre. I recently did something a little similar that I'll remind you of in a moment, and I used it as a travel journal because I was going to be touring a lot of castles. I could also see a journal like this for someone who likes the old medieval romance novels or someone who likes Renaissance fairs, that kind of thing. This journal has wooden covers that have had a window cut in it, a piece of mica for the little window, some wood burning, and then it's sewn in what is called the Ethiopian or 2-needle Coptic style stitching, so that you have a chain at every station. And thank goodness I have a woodworking husband, because some of these skills would have been a little difficult for me had I not had access to a complete wood shop. So this journal, because it's Coptic bound, and there's, if you look here, there's less than a 32nd of an inch between the signatures. You can't add a ton of ephemera. And I chose to do the binding this way because the pages are so highly embellished that I didn't think I needed to add a lot of frou-frou stuff to it, since I mainly use my journals for writing. The only papers outside of her kits that I used are some little papers that have uneven edges in it, with some antique papers that came in a package from Amazon, and you tore the edge, it was perforated and you tore it off, and it made this kind of irregular border, and I thought they blended well. When I did do some ephemera and some pockets, instead of doing glued up collaging, I actually did digital collage, and this has like 4 or 5 pieces of collage in it, but that way I could keep everything very, very flat, because once again I don't have a lot of space here. But these are some other of the journal cards that come with the kit. Another one of those papers from Amazon, but this is a digital stamp from her kit. Again, another journal card used as a pocket, and then there are some tags, but I further embellished them from what they were. This is another piece of an embellishment from the kit. She included some envelopes. This was actually a little charm that was supposed to be used as a digital collage piece, but I printed it out to use as the closure here. And there's some little journal cards that go along with the kit. Now this little piece here is not part of her kit as is, but it represents 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the background 8 pieces of embellishments that are in the kit that you can do your own collage. And if you don't know how to do it, I would suggest learning from things like the Graphics Fairy membership site, because it's a great way to use digital scrapbooking elements to make your own little items. And once again, I could have printed out each individual thing, cut it out, glued it together, but then I would have had multiple layers that would have interfered with the movement of my book. This again is a tag, but I added this element, and there's what the little charm looked like before I enlarged it and used it for an envelope closure. And that's the other beautiful thing about digital elements, is that you can resize them to whatever purpose that you want. Another one of the digital stamps. are in her kits. So this has 10 signatures. Each signature has 5 pages for a total of 50 sheets of paper or 200 sides to write on. Again, added elements to, and she had a little just gray tag, and then she had some word art. This is another little charm, wax seal, and this piece of ribbon, but you can see it's nice and flat so that I can use it in this book. She has little banners pre-made. I just sized them for what I wanted. Another one of the like digital stamp transfers that's really pretty to put on things. But most of the work is done for you if you do the journal kit, because all of these highly decorated pages you don't have to digitally collage, they already are collaged. And this is another thing I have had questions about. Well, you know, you're using a digital kit and you know, it's just printing out papers and, you know, you didn't do enough. Well, when you're doing something as a design team person, there's sort of a fine line in overdoing things versus underdoing them. You want to be able to feature the collage work of the artists that you're on the design team of, and really let their work shine. And if you do too much to it or tear it up into too many little pieces, what the artist had done is not really shown. And so I always err on the side of less embellishment means more attention to the beauty of the product as it stands. And then if I want to go back through later when I'm using it and add more little items to further enhance it, then, you know, that's what I would do when I used it. But to just show you what's available and what can be done, I think I try to keep it fairly simple. These are 2 journal cards I just printed out side by side and made a little booklet out of. But you can see that she has enough pages to where you're not getting a lot of repetition doing something that has 50 sheets of paper in it printed, you know, where 3 of each of those pages in these signatures is her work printed front and back, and it isn't too repetitive. This is another couple of little journal cards printed side by side, and then I just made a little folder here. There's a pocket there and a pocket there, and a journal card turned into a pocket. And that's the end of that. Now, the deal of it is that you can I could have made this book look totally different. I don't know if you remember my recent 6-fold do-si-do book, which had some similar imagery in it. But you can see if you put this kind of cover on it, it could be totally different. A year or 2 ago, I took a book cover that I got at Barnes & Noble, did a sew through the spine variation, and this had similar papers and graphic 45 scrapbook papers as part of it. And then this one, you'll remember from very recently, I created and had once again, similar imagery of kings and queens and castles and things. And I just got back from my trip, and it's totally tricked out now with all of the brochures and items, postcards and things that I bought on my trip. So you can take a similar kit and you can really have lots of different looks and feels to it. So you don't think that, well, I bought the digital kit, I made it one way and that's it. You can really kind of mix it up and no one would really even know that they were the same kit. And even if you get kits by different artists, a lot of times you can intermingle the papers and have wonderful books and really enjoy making the journal. So I hope you enjoyed my new journal, A Tale of Knights and Ladies, and I'm going to be seeing you again real soon because I have a instructional video on practical matters of book construction that I wanted to share with you because I've been answering so many questions from newbies about how to get things started. So see you again real soon. Bye.